So check this out, right? I'm about to get into something that's touched very close to our hearts out here, that hits home harder than a brick coming through a truck driver's window. Basically, what I'm going to get into is truck stop shenanigans. So first thing first, I want to shout out my man Mob ENT for inspiring me to make this podcast, because I seen a video of a driver doing something so diabolical that I pretty much understand the reasons why I lock my doors at the fuel island.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
So picture this, right? You're a truck driver, you're on a tight schedule, your logbook is ticking down, your next delivery is about 300 miles away, and you desperately need to refuel. You pull into the Love's, Pilot, Flying J, maybe the Petro, the TA, and there it is, a fuel island, completely blocked. No one's fueling. No one's even at their trucks. Frustration boils over you. And you ask yourself, why does this happen every single time? We're just going to go ahead and get into it. We're going to get in the most frustrating, debated, and utterly relatable conversation that us truck drivers always have among us. And that's drivers who blocks the fuel island. And trust me, again, like I said in the intro, this one hits home. It hits home hard. Some of us, one of you, has been affected by a driver holding up the fuel island. I have, you have, almost everybody have. So before I get into it, I just like to say that it's never a good idea to mess with another trucker's truck, no matter how frustrating the situation is. Now listen, in this clip that I'm about to play for you guys right quick, it's about a driver who's talking about how he was so upset with waiting so long in the fuel island that he went up to the truck, and well, you just might want to hear for yourself what he did next.
Hold on!
Tell this story again about the damn, what, the truck driver? Yes, yeah, the truck driver. Tell it one more time, man. And I was at the goddamn truck stop in the free line, and he was blocking me lane. All I did personally did darn, because he's going to talk too much. He's probably recording. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Fucking record it. If you look down, go up. 25, got it. Yeah, shit. Oh no, you can delete it. You can delete it tonight. Man, listen, man. I ain't a man. The man who's in the aisle. The man blocking me, he in there getting rolly dog. What the fuck you doing? I'm to my, I ain't up for no 10, 20 minutes. Man, I'm to my, this shit, man. And he wasn't even at the pump. He holding up the whole shit. So I go goddamn it, get out to go knock on this shit. Wasn't nobody in there, the door was unlocked. I popped that motherfucker open. I goddamn unmounted the GPS, got the charger, and went back to my truck. So you stole his GPS and his charger? Damn it, boy. I got everything to it. I would have got the case if it was in there. And he took his top door that he said got there. Damn right,
So no judgment to that driver for doing what he did. He did what he did. But this is the main reason why I and you should always lock your doors of your truck before you leave. And you should always do a walk around when you return. So let's just paint this picture for those in the back. Truck stops, of course, is the lifeblood of the road. They're where truckers refuel, grab a bite to eat, catch much needed break, take their 10-hour and sometimes their 34-hour. But we all know that these truck stops are so busy, chaotic, where time is money and patience amongst us truck drivers can wear very thin. Now imagine this. You've been driving for 8 straight hours. You gotta pee. You gotta pee. Or maybe you gotta do a number 2. Either or, you gotta get out of the truck and relieve yourself. And you're also running low on diesel. This is a good time for you to pull up into the fuel island ready to go, only to find rows of trucks just sitting there. No drivers in sight. Maybe they're inside getting coffee. or worst case scenario, taking a shower, or they're parked for the night just to sleep. Crazy, right? For most drivers, this is more than a minor inconvenience. It's a massive headache for all of us. But why does it happen? So I got this story of a truck driver that was on their way to deliver a load that needed to be on time. They pulled into the truck stop just outside of Amarillo, Texas. I don't know why I choose Texas, maybe Ohio. It was about 2 a.m. and they thought, perfect. No one's going to be at that truck stop at that time of hour, right? At that time of morning. Boy, were they wrong. Truck stops could be busy throughout the night, especially in Texas. I have yet to see a truck stop in Texas not being busy. The driver rolled up to the fuel island and there was 3 trucks just sitting there. Engines off, no other drivers in sight. So he waited about 5, 10, 15 until finally he decided to leave and find another truck stop, which was about 30 miles down the road. By that time, he refueled, he got back on the road, and he was already behind schedule. He was stressed and wondering to himself why some drivers think it's okay to block the fuel island, the one place where we all needs to keep moving. Now, this driver, he decided to leave and go somewhere else. But as social media proves time and time again, that some of these truck drivers are just plain toxic. Now, I wouldn't recommend walking up on or confronting any of these truck drivers in the fuel island for reasons that might just turn unfortunate for you. But a lot of these truck drivers like to put these island hoggers on blast just to go viral. They love to break out the cameras, walk up on that driver, talk shit to that driver, and just want to get them on the websites like bonehead truckers. I wouldn't recommend it, but of course it happens. It happens all the time. You see videos like that on YouTube in general, and you see videos like that on TikTok. So why does these drivers think it's okay to hold up the fuel island? Well, I got 3 that I can think of. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Number 1, some drivers, especially new ones, might not realize the unwritten rule of truck stops. And that is true, because when I came onto the scene, I didn't know that there was an unwritten rule to be polite and courteous to the next driver behind me when I got finished fueling. Number 2, others just think, hey, I'm already here, might as well run inside real quick. That real quick often turns into 20, 30 minutes when you think that the food that you're going to order is only going to take 5 or 10. Or how about number 3? Maybe, sometimes, drivers just don't mean to block the fuel island. They just simply have nowhere else to park right quick. They had to jump out, they need to use the restroom, they need to relieve themselves. There's nowhere to park. All the parking spots is taken. Every inch of the truck stop is taken. And the only thing that you can do is get up into the fuel island and do what you need to do. Now, I would suggest that if you're going to do that, I would suggest that you do not block the pumps. If you're going to do that, pull up courtesy. Have courtesy for the driver that may need that pump to fuel. That's what I'm saying. A lot of you guys don't do that. A lot of you guys just get up there, block the pumps, turn off your truck, go in there and do what you need to do. And then come out and you wonder why that driver that's behind you is pissed off because he see you come back out, get into your truck, and just move on. And all you had to do was just common courtesy was just to move up. That's all. It's easy for others like myself to get mad. But again, when you peel back the layers of the situation, you can see how complex this issue really is. So how do truck stops fix this ongoing problem? Well, again, I got 3 that I can think of. Tell me yours in the comments below. Number 1, truck stops could implement stricter rules like time limits for fuel island, maybe even fines for excessive delays. Now, I know for sure that some truck stops already implementing this rule. And I've seen a few of them, and I've been at a couple of them that they actually have time limits on top that when drivers pull in, the time limit actually start running down. I think it's like 15 minutes. And then when the time runs out, somebody on a loudspeaker will come on and say, hey, trucking island number 15, your time is up. You need to exit the fuel island. Or they have the truck stop worker come out. Number 2, companies should teach their drivers proper truck stop etiquette. Maybe. But most mega carriers don't. Honestly, in my opinion, I honestly don't think they care. Because a lot of times people be in the comment section talking about, well, you need to call that driver's company and let them know that they're hogging up the fuel island. Is that really going to do anything? I don't know. I have yet to see it. I have yet to see it. So honestly, in my opinion, I just don't think that's going to ever happen. Number 3, better infrastructure and better layouts for the truck stop, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's really up to us drivers to show respect for one another. A quick fuel and go mentality can save everyone time, money, and keeps things running smoothly. Now, I'm not saying that this problem with blocking the fuel island will ever disappear, especially not overnight anyway. It's just a part of the conversation about the challenges that we face out here on the road every day. But drivers, every little step that we take can and will make a difference. So next time you're at a truck stop and you decide to block the fuel island, ask yourself this one question. Am I going to be the reason for someone else to be stuck waiting on me at the truck stop, at the fuel islands? Until next time, everybody.